videos on whether you should run, lift, or jog. Which one gets you the body that you want? Which one gets you the fat loss, the muscle gain, the performance that you want in your life, the way that you want to live it. And if you're interested in learning how to do this, go to gritgym.com/how-to-start, all one word, and get signed up there. But this is the thing. We've got to get clear on what lifting is, what you're getting from jogging. And what is it? Run, lift, jog. Run, lift, jog. Is that what we said? Run, lift, jog. All right. Well, jogging is just going at a steady state pace. Okay. The great thing that happened with the jogging craze that happened in like the kind of like late 80s, early 90s, where people started jogging and jogging and jogging. The fantastic thing there, and the weird thing really, was that running went from being like if you would have said in 1960 that you were running, you were going for a run, people would be like, from what? Right? So it turned into a craze, and it was one of the greatest health crazes that has happened. But the thing is, we took it a little too far. We ran too much. Okay? Our bodies are already very set up for endurance. We can go very long distances. We can go very long distances, and we can keep a galloping pace for an extremely long period of time. And the reason for that is that back in the day, for a few thousand years, humans, when we got kicked out of the trees by the chimpanzees, unintentional rhyme. If you want to hear more unintentional rhymes, go to gritgym.com/how-to-start. But we got kicked out of the trees by the chimpanzees, and we went to the prairie, and we had to figure out a way to eat, right? And then the prairie started to dry up, so we went from being animals that primarily ate plants and a little bit of other animals to animals that primarily ate other animals. When we ate other animals, all of a sudden our brain grew, okay? This really great thing happened. Our brain grew, and we started thinking differently, and we started to strategize, and all of a sudden we figured out that we could use our feet for more than walking and climbing. We could use them for running, and all of a sudden the people who could run at a galloping pace were the ones that reproduced more often than the ones who didn't. The ones who didn't ended up not passing on their genes. We are the descendants of those people who could run their food to death, because they could run their food to heat exhaustion, because the sun only hits us on the top of the shoulders and the top of the head, right? So when we're running, all the other animals, the sun hits them on the entire length of their torso, where all their vital organs are. That doesn't happen with us. Also, we are incredible sweaters. We're the best sweaters in the world. Okay? We sweat better than every other animal alive. And this makes us great thermoregulators. When we're great thermoregulators, this means that we can deal with heat better. So we could run our food to death, and then we can club it, and then we can feast, right? So you can hold your endurance, like your cardio, that steady state cardio, that stuff that you get, that effect you get from jogging, you get to keep that for 30 to 45 days, about 25 to 45 days. It might be out. I think it's 25 to 40. Now that I'm getting this video, I'm starting to second guess my memory here, but I think it's 20. Look up residual training effect, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You keep if you were to sit down on your couch right now, not do a thing, you would keep your endurance capacities, like all of these metrics that we can use to figure out where your endurance is. You're going to keep that for about 25 to 40 days. Okay? Not doing anything else. You're going to lose strength very quickly. You're going to lose speed in about 3 days, 3 to 5 days. You're going to lose strength in about 14. You're going to lose your alactic and glycolytic, your ability to repeat that strength and repeat that really like heavy heart rate over and over again. You're going to lose that fairly quickly. Okay? You're going to lose that in about 21 days. But we keep our endurance extremely well. So you don't really need to jog all that much. Jogging isn't one of those things that you have to do all the time. You don't want to jog all the time. You want to get about 1 week or 1 day out of the week you want to devote to some kind of steady state cardio. This could be jogging, it could be biking, it could be really anything that keeps your heart rate. For most of us, we're going to be around 120 to 140 beats per minute, and that's going to give us our autonomic nervous system, the thickening the wall of the heart in a good way. It's going to help us sleep. It's going to help us relax. It's going to help us burn calories. It's going to help us thin out a little bit. It's going to help us do a lot of things. We want to use that, but we don't want to do it too much, because then we're going past minimum effective dose and we're negatively affecting the body. So 1 day a week of 30 to 45 minutes of that steady state cardio is going to be absolutely more than almost any of us need. But if we really, now getting past that, all of us need that to a certain extent, but getting past that, if you really need to lose weight, you need to lose fat, not muscle tissue, and you need to, or you need to gain muscle. Really, this comes down to more of an eating thing than a training thing, but from a training perspective, this is where lifting versus the more high-intensity interval training type stuff comes in, okay? High-intensity interval training is where you get your heart rate to come up and then back down. up and then back down, and up and then back down. Now you want a combination of what I call low intensity interval training and high intensity interval training, okay? It's where you go kind of back and forth between those two, because who knows where one begins and the other one ends. But this is the absolute best way to burn fat. No doubt about it. It is the best. It is the best way to rip through calories, okay? High intensity interval training is the way. It's our metabolic workouts that we do out here at Grit Gym. And if you're interested in doing trying one of those out, go to gritgym.com/how-to-start, and you can come out here and you can talk to us about it. But you do this for about 30 to 45 minutes, and you're going to burn a lot of calories. You're going to really have a lot of success in the fat loss realm. But you also, so the nice thing about this is when you do steady state cardio, that first one that we talked about, you're only going to burn an additional amount of calories for about 2 hours after the workout. Okay, about 2 to 4 hours after the workout at most. 1 to 2 is what most of us will end up doing. So 1 to 2 hours after the workout, we're still burning calories, right? Now with alactic and glycolytic, that high intensity interval training type exercise, we're going to burn for up to an additional 36 hours, okay? 36 hours extra burning calories. So this is where it really comes in, because it's paying you dividends for that 36 hours after you're done with your workout. Now, if you really want to take advantage of fat loss, you also need to add muscle tissue to the gate, because then you're improving your ability to burn calories, because you increase a metabolic tissue. Okay, so you want to do some sort of lifting, even if you're not gaining muscle tissue, though, because you want to gain the strength, but also it's a different metabolic pathway. It's a different kind of caloric burn. You want all three of these, okay? You want all three of these. You don't just want to go with one and not with the other. And a lot of people get this very, very confused. They think that high intensity interval training is their strength training. They think that low intensity interval training is their strength training. It is not. These are not combinable. They are mutually exclusive. You cannot have one and be doing the other. You can do some strength-esque type movements within your metabolic type workouts and within your high intensity interval training type workouts, but that does not mean that you work on strength, power, or speed. You want to be working on strength, power, or speed exclusively. Okay? Do not try to get a workout where you do strength training and you're trying to get your cardio and you're trying to get your endurance type stuff. Don't do that. Okay, everything is compromised when you do this. So if you are out of breath by the time you get up to the bar, it depends on how out of breath. This is a loose way to define this. But if you're getting out of breath before you reach the bar, you're probably not doing strength, speed, or power. Okay, speed is moving extremely fast. Power is moving light things quickly, and strength is moving heavy things slowly. Okay, so you want to be doing a mixture of all three of these. You want to be doing some kind of endurance capacity, some kind of steady state cardio is what I mean. And you want to do some kind of steady state cardio. It has benefit, it has merit, it just gets way overdone. You want to do some kind of alactic glycolytic, and most of the time you just do low intensity interval training or high intensity interval training, and you want to do some kind of strength training, okay? And it needs, all three of these have to be taken, this has to be taken into account. Please, if you listen to one thing out of this video, movement quality always comes first. Always. Movement quality always comes first. If you put movement quality second behind any of these, you will get none of them. Okay? But if you put movement quality first and strength training second, you will get both. If you put movement quality first and fat loss second, you will get both. Okay? If you put movement quality first, we're going to get all the rest. Okay? Because if we can put movement quality first, we're going to get everything else out of what we started with. Okay? Movement quality always comes first. But do you need to jog? Do you need to run? Do you need to lift? We got to get clear on the type of energy that or the type of medium that we're actually training within. So you need some kind of high intensity interval training. That's where we do our metabolics at Grit Gym. If you're interested in doing one of those, go to gritgym.com/how-to-start. You can come out here and meet with us. We can do an assessment and figure out what is the best plan of attack for you, because we really got to get strategy behind the plan that we're doing. Otherwise, we're just going hard for hard's sake. You don't want to work out for workout's sake. We want to plan to succeed, right? All right, so you need some kind of endurance, you need some kind of metabolic type interval training, and you need some kind of strength training. If you're not hitting on all three of these, you're not getting everything that you could out of your strength training. You're not putting the energy that you could be putting into your life. You're not getting out of life what you wanted to be put in, and you're not getting out of your workout what you could, because everything you do inside of here is to enhance everything you are outside of here. But if you're interested in starting with us, go to gritgym.com/how-to-start, and we will get you set up.